All right, good morning. And today we are going to examine ratios and word problems and go a little more in detail. On Monday or Tuesday, depending on when you have me, we started looking at that with one problem. Today we're going to take some pictures, examine those, some different shapes, and just go a little further. So I'm sure many of you know by now, but next week we will be back in person. So make sure you're prepared to come on your days, and then the days you are not here, you will be able to watch the videos and continue learning at home. So this first problem here says the perimeter of the rectangle ABCD, which we have right here, is 60 centimeters. The ratio of AB to BC is 3 to 2. So AB right here, BC right there. So it says find the length and width of the rectangle. Now, for this, our length here, AB, the width, BC. So I'm going to go ahead and put kind of an L and a W so we can keep those straight. Now, the next thing we need to examine is perimeter. Okay, perimeter, I'm hoping you guys remember, means if we add up all the sides together, those four will add up to equal 60. Now, in order to solve this, if it's a 3 to 2 ratio, we don't know exactly. It doesn't mean that one of these is 3 centimeters and the other is 2 centimeters, but the ratio is 3 to 2. So what we want to do here, we can put 3x to 2x, because whatever we find x to be, if I multiply it by 3 and I multiply it by 2, that ratio will occur there of 3 to 2. Now, on a rectangle, we know some things about opposite sides. So if this side's 2x, the opposite side is also 2x. And the opposite side up top is 3x. Now we want to think if all of these added together will equal 60 centimeters. So 3 plus 2 is 5, plus 3 is 8, plus 2 is 10. So we have 10x equals at 60 centimeters. Now we can do simple division. Divide by 10, we get x to equal 6. We're not done though. It asks us to find the length and width. So if we plug that in, 3 times 6 would be 18. So our length here, 18 centimeters. Meanwhile, 2 times 6 for the width is going to be 12 centimeters. And we are done. Now our next one. This next one does not have a picture. It's up to you. You don't have to draw a picture, but I think it might be helpful just to have a visual. So I'm going to sketch in this little picture here. Now notice it says the lengths of the sides of this triangle are an extended ratio 3 to 5 to 6. So extended ratio just means now we're comparing three things together. Okay, 3 to 5 to 6. The perimeter of the triangle is 98 inches. So once again, if we add these three up, we'll get 98. Now, I'm not saying it's 3 inches, 5 inches, and 6 inches. That's the ratio. So we can use our same exact method from the last one. 3x, 5x, and 6x. Okay, now, at this point, all we have to do is add those together, and we know it will equal 98. So 3 plus 6 is 9, plus 5 gives us 14. So I have 14x equals 98. We divide by 14. And if you can't do this in your head, that's totally fine. Pull out your calculator. All of you probably have either the internet or a phone handy that you can type that into. But 98 divided by 14 will give us 7. Now we're not done. Notice it says, what is the length of the longest side? So you could plug this in and find all three of these sides and then choose the longest, or the other option, save you a little time. If the ratio is 3 to 5 to 6, we know this side with the 6 has to be the longest. So all we do is 6 times 7, and we are going to get 42, and our label is inches. Okay, now this next one, it says the perimeter of the isosceles triangle. That's a key word there, isosceles. Hopefully you guys remember from last semester, isosceles means two of the sides are congruent. And even though they're not marked on here, because these angles are marked congruent, we know that the opposite sides are congruent. So I can go ahead and put a mark here in here. ln and lm will have to be congruent to each other. Now, it says the ratio of the side lengths lm is to nm, so this side to this side is 5 to 4. Find the length of each side. So, if we have 5x and 4x, and now we can fill in that missing side. Since it's the same, lm and ln are the same, we can also put a 5x over there. Now from here, once again, we'll sum those up. So 5 plus 5 is 10, plus 4 is 14x. And that will equal 56. We divide, whoops, I wrote the wrong thing. 56, okay, now we divide by 14. We divide by 14, and here we're going to get x to equal 4. Now we're not quite done. We want to plug that in for each of those. So 5 times 4 is 20. So this side is 20 meters. We know it's isosceles, so this side is also 20 meters. And this side is 16 meters. Okay, and we are done. Now our next one, there's nothing really to draw on this one. It's not a picture, but it's still using ratios, and even we can set it up with proportions. So it says, Jenny can send text on her phone at the rate of 32 words per minute. So I'm guessing lots of you can send faster than that, but she's just learning, right? So if she sends 8 texts that average 80 words each, about how long would it take her? So 8 texts that are 80 words each. The first thing we want to do is figure out how many words she needs to type. So if we think about that, we can do 8 times 80. So if we do 8 times 80, she's going to get 640 words. That's how many words she needs to type. Okay? Now, at this point, if she can do it says she can do 32 words per minute. So if we do 32 words, once again, I'm going to set up a proportion. I'm going to label the top row words, the bottom row minutes. So 32 in 1 minute, that means she could do 640 in X minutes. We don't know. Okay. Now from here we can cross multiply. 1 times 640 is 640. 32 times X, 32X. We'll divide by 32 on both sides and get X to equal 20. Our label here, minutes. Okay. A few more questions to look at here. It says the length of a tennis racket is 2 feet 4 inches. The length of a table tennis paddle, or ping pong, is 10 inches. Now, it says write a ratio of the first measurement to the second measurement. So in order to do a ratio, remember we need the label to be the same. And while it is possible to put these both into feet, I think it'd be easier here just to change this to inches. So 2 feet 4 inches. If we think about it, 2 times 12 gives us 24 plus 4. So this is the same as 28. So 24 plus 4 gives us 28 inches. Now notice up here it says write a ratio of the first measurement to the second measurement. So 28 to 10. But we're not done. We can reduce that, okay? 2 goes into both 28 and 10. So if we reduce that, we would be down to 14 to 5. And that is our final ratio. All right. We've got one final question here. It says, in a college math class, there is a girls to boys ratio of 5 to 8. If there are 65 students in the class, how many girls are there? So, once again, we can set up our proportion. We know that there are 5 girls, we won't set up a proportion. Instead, we know that 5 and 8, this is in groups of 13. If we think about it, for every 5 girls, there are also 8 boys, which means we have 13 as our pod. Now, I don't know how many pods there are, but I can set up 13x and set that equal to 65. Okay, so now from here, we divide by 13, and we get x to equal 5. So we're saying there are 5 different pods of 13. So now all I have to do, since the 5 represent girls, we'll take 5 times 5, and we would get 25 girls. Now, it doesn't ask this, but if you wanted to double check, you could do 5 times 8 would be 40 boys. If we add that, 25 plus 40, we're going to get 65 students total. And so we are good on that. So, hope you guys have a great day today. Please, there's an It's Learning assignment. It's only 5 questions, should not take you that long. Also, if you're behind on the Delta Math, get that caught up, and hope to meet you in person next week. Have a great day, and if you need anything, please let me know.